Hello, welcome back to the channel and to the Discovery 2 that we've purchased and are getting back on the road. Been off the road for many years, as you've seen in our other videos. You can tell that especially by the amount of green build-up and stuff that was in it. If you look at our previous videos, like that look there. And under the bonnet, along the sort of scuttle, it was absolutely full. It was growing its own trees, got its own ecosystem on the go there. But as for most of all the welding's done, the headline has been done, that's all back in now. So that's all been took out, painted and put back in and is all sorted. The interior has been cleaned on the seats. So any stains or marks have been got out the seats and the driver's seat there. So that's looking good. All the door cards are nice and clean on the inside as well. But as you can see from the outside, it's definitely going to need a good clean. What I'm going to do now in this video is it's got a ton of lights on the dash. So we're going to plug the Hawkeye in and we're going to find out why they are on and if we can turn them off and if they'll stay off. So some of them might be to do with the battery being flat for a long period of time, but it has been charged now. It's got decent charge in it, eh?
Yeah.
So let's get the Hawkeye.
Could be to do with the ice as well, couldn't it?
As if by magic, there it is. So the Hawkeye is plugged in. The camera finds it difficult to see this very well. But let's just... Have you got the key, Dad?
Yes, in.
Oh yeah. Let's just show you the amount of lights that are on. So we've got air suspension light on there. Oh no, that's hill descent mode, sorry. We've got the ACE light on there. We've got traction control. We've got handbrake light, which doesn't go off when the handbrake is released. And we've got ABS on there as well. And the battery light, but that will go off when it starts. Look at that mileage, 109,000. That's good. So let's go through this anyway. I'll try and angle the camera so you can see what's on. Oh, there we go. But now I've got to look through the camera to see what I'm doing. So this is the Hawkeye, which is specially made for Land Rovers. TD5. Turn the ignition on, it's on. So it's performing the test now. This is taking an absolute age.
I can hear it in the, put my ear on this here.
It ain't the pump here, Dad, it's coming out the front. There's got a noise coming from here, you can hear it.
This is that drowning noise, is definitely coming out. Yeah.
I'm hoping that this connects though, because it's taking a long time, so I'm hoping I got water damage somewhere that's making this not connect. We've got to resort to this cheap Clark code reader because the Hawkeye just says performing test, please wait, and doesn't do anything else. So I'm hoping that this one will connect. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. What it's saying on there though is waiting for the vehicle to respond, which is not good news because normally it will respond pretty instantly. There's no way of saying that. Oh, failed to connect. It's failed to connect. Yeah, so we've got problems here. Verify the ignition is on, which it is. Check connected. It's all connected. I thought it was the issue with because it won't connect to this either.
Everything's start.
Will it start, do you think? Let's we'll put the battery charger on it and see if it is down to the battery. Yeah, the battery's dead on it. So we'll try it and see, put the battery charger on it and see if that helps it connect. But I mean, this doesn't take a lot of power, but I suppose if there's hardly anything going to the ECU or anything like that, we might not get anything out of it. But let's do that. Right, so we're putting the battery on charge, so we've got some power going into it, and then hopefully it'll allow us to connect to the LBD. If it doesn't, some research is going to be necessary to find out why it might not be connecting to the LBD port. Hopefully it's not water damage, but let's have a look. I have to get proper close to this so you can see it. Waiting for vehicle response. see how long it's taking. I mean, it should be pretty instant. I don't think it's going to connect. No, we've got good voltage going to the battery now as well. So we have a problem. Let's hope it's a big problem, because we've gone to a lot of trouble welding this car up. In hindsight, we probably should have done this first. So we're going to do the same with the fuses under there in that fuse box, and I'll just test them all now and see if we've got one. I'm going to do it on camera because it's a nightmare, because they're close. Easy. If one's gone, I'll tell you about it. Right, it looks like this is not going to be an easy fix. We've had a quick Google and had a look into it, and it could be something to do with the BCU. So you've got to test continuity between lines and all this sort of stuff, but it was absolutely hammering water in that side. If you look back on our videos, you'll see how green the headliner was on the passenger side. The BCU is located over there behind the glove box. So it's probably, what that line was on my camera there. Well, it's probably that side. So we're gonna have to take the glove box out, get to the BCU, see if it's been wet, see if there's any problems. We might have a spare one, I don't know. But that's the way we got to go. So out with the glove box and start over there. So to get the glove box out, there's some hinges on the bottom of the glove box down there.
Little 7mm.
7mm nuts or bolts. Bolts, 7mm bolts under there. Take the hinges off at the bottom, then you can pull it out. And behind that glove box, there's the slabs ABS unit and the BCM, I believe. Might be talking out my arse. But yeah, there's definitely stuff behind there. And this sunroof pipe on this side had broke completely off. So any water that was going into the tray for the sunroof was just hammering down here. And that's why the...
See the difference here?
Yeah, where it's been running.
Been all gone mouldy.
Yeah, you can see there, and yeah.
And this carpet was soaking, saturated.
Yeah, and it's all because the sunroof pipe had actually it snapped off under the headliner, so it would have been pouring in. But the carpet's been dried out and we've done all that, but obviously there's been a lot of water going down this way, so let's have a look anyway. So we bought this car from a garage. He said he'd had it off an old chap to repair something, and unfortunately he then died. And his wife said, just keep the car because it's going to be too much to fix. We don't know what to do, what it was there to fix. Was it there? I mean, it's been sitting for about 4 or 5 years probably, but was it there for chassis rot, or has that happened in the meantime while it's been sitting, or was it there because they couldn't get these lights to turn off and they hadn't fixed it? We just don't know, so we're going to find out. Dad's just said that the pull on the bonnet, the release for the bonnet, is completely and utterly rusted, so he's pulling it out now. So there is the hole, and he doesn't look that rusty in there, does he? But there's the BCU and the ABS slabs unit there. So that sponge looks like it's been wet in the past, so it could be them, but we're gonna have to pull them out and see what's going on with them. So we'll undo them and get them out and have a look inside, see what the inside of the circuit's like.
Looks a bit suspect.
This is the BCM. Was this the slabs?
Slabs, really.
Is he? Got slabs on the other side, has he? Don't know. This is something out of the car. But as you can see, there's not a lot of corrosion on it. Where was it? Here?
There.
There. You can.
That area.
Yeah, you can sort of see in that area you got these that have joined up with corrosion. That could be something to do with it. Might be nothing to do with it, but it's something we're going to have to try. All there. You can sort of see. Yeah, but we'll have to clean that off and then have a look at that one, and then there's the other unit that's in there, the metal.
Yeah. So this side looks absolutely fine.
Yeah. It generally is the other side that gets done out. These pins all corrode together, but you can see it.
Definitely. In
that area. So we're going to clean that, put it back in, try and connect it again. If not, then the other one's going to have to come out. But we'll see how that goes. Right, this is the other black box. And that's got like a protective coat on that one, eh? So orangey stuff.
Yeah.
But that one all looks good. All looks good on the back. these is an absolute nightmare to get out. We thought it was rusted in because we couldn't get them damp connectors out. So it was an absolute nightmare to get out. But that one all looks good.
Yeah,
So we're going to open the last one, which is the little metal box, which is some sort of ECU as well. And then we'll have a look inside that one and show you inside that one. But Dad has also found an earth lead that is, what is it? Corroded to the body.
Corroded to the body, yeah. And yeah, it's all oxidised around the nut where it's fixed.
So we'll clean that as well and see if that makes a difference. So we'll do that now. That's the other one, that's the metal box. And as you can see from that one as well, it's all good. There's no water damage in there. So we'll clean that one up on the earth. Clean that one up on it. Have you cleaned the other one? No. Clean the other one up and then we'll put them back in and see if that makes a difference. If not, there's a lot more investigating to do. Right, so everything's been cleaned up that we can clean up. And what we're going to do is just plug all these back in to these before we put it in, just to try in case we've got to get it out again, because we don't want a bit of it in and out. So we'll plug all them cables back in and then we'll show you what happens when we turn the ignition on and try the oven. Right, we're still on the hunt for why. We've got a million lights on the dash, the battery's off at the moment, but everything's lit up, and the Hawkeye will not connect with the car. So we're trying to find out why that will connect. We've gone through every single connection under the glove box down there. There's tons of stuff down there. The BCM, you've seen, we've cleaned all that out. I've had a quick look under it, there's nothing. We can have a look at the fuse box and see if that's okay. But I have, because we looked down where the ECU sits down here, and we could see that there's no oil in the bottom, so we thought there was nothing in the plug, but there is quite a bit in the plug. And we got quite a bit in there, you can see. So we're going to electrical cleaner that and then plug that back in and see if that makes any difference. So we'll just get some electrical cleaner and spray in the plug hole. Right, first thing I've done is I've put, I don't think you can see that, probably not, but in the OBD port down there, I've put that in the pink pin and I've checked it. Continuity to the ECU here. If I can find me thing. And I've checked it to this pin. You got a blank hole. I can't get no light on it thing. You got the blank hole. Oh my god. There, look. It's the one just down there to the right of it. And I've got continuity between them two, so that works. So now I've got a test for continuity between the pink wire and then one of the pink wires on the BCM. But I'll have a look at that. Right, so I've gone through all the plugs. Dad's gone through all the plugs. I've gone through all the plugs. He's sprayed them all with some electrical cleaner. I've gone through any plugs I can find on the driver's side, undone them. I've done all the continuity tests, and we've got continuity. I've cleaned the one on the whatever it's called, the ECU, and I decided to plug the car soft one in and plug in this one in. Right, update. Let's have a look. So lights come on, steering wheel's in the way, lights go off. So all lights apart from the battery, which is flat, and everything else has gone off. So we was able to connect with the iCar soft and not the Hawkeye. The Hawkeye is still having trouble connecting to it. Don't know why, but stopping comms. But this is fine connected to my dad's car, which it connects to, so it can't be a problem with the Hawkeye itself. It's got to be a problem with the communication. But this is now communicating with the car, the iCar soft, and it's working with it. The only thing we've got now is the ACE light is on, which is a problem because the iCar soft won't connect to the ACE. It hasn't got that feature. The Hawkeye has got that feature, and it did connect to the ACE, and now it's not connected to the ACE. So we need to find out why. When it's getting, I mean, I know why, because the ACE has been removed on the rear, not on the front, and I've got a feeling they've tried to take the pump off or something to get rid of the ice, and something ain't worked right there. So we're gonna have to investigate that, because I looked at the ice, there's no fluid in it, and the pipe's been pulled off it. Don't know if the pump's still there, pump's still running, what's going on with that, but we're getting somewhere. So we're gonna buy a new battery for it. I think that's the way to go, just to give us a bit of peace of mind that it's definitely getting the voltage that it needs. So we're getting there. In the next video, hopefully, we'll take it for an MOT and we'll get it driving and doing what it should be doing. So please like and subscribe. Please help the channel grow. We've got a Patreons. If you want to become a channel member, you can become a channel member. But it all helps us carry on, and it helps us help you with these problems. See you next. Here we go. Boom. All we got is the handbrake light, and that turns off for the handbrake light and the battery light because the battery's flat. The ice light does start beeping red when it turns on, but that's because they've disconnected it, so we're going to have to look at the pipes and see it topping up and see if it works. But looks like we'll be able to get an MOT if we can sort that ice out now. We're getting closer. Less and less like a Christmas tree.